Broadcasting live from the Business RadioX studios in Nashville, it's time for Nashville Business Radio. Now, here's your host.
And hello again, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Nashville Business Radio. I'm John Ray, and we got a great guest today. I've been looking forward to welcoming Sunny Bray to the show. Sunny is with Catalyst Collective. Sunny, welcome.
Thank you, John. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, it's a great pleasure to have you. Let's talk a little bit about you and how you're serving folks at Catalyst Collective.
Sure. I live in Nashville, Tennessee, and I have a company called Catalyst Collective, and we're a consultancy equipping organizations with tools for better outcomes, greater impact, and revenue growth. I've been invoking positive change for about 15 years, and I specialize in launching and growing businesses into new markets. I started this company in 2018 with the goal of changing the world. Catalyst Collective is a catalyst for change in Middle Tennessee, and through the collaboration of funders, companies, community leaders, and nonprofits, we are helping to change the community.
Wow, a lot there. Great work there. Let's talk a little. You work mostly with nonprofits, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about, I guess, maybe the need that you saw among nonprofits that led you to start Catalyst Collective. I mean, what are the kind of problems they have that you solve?
They have a lot of problems. And for me, they are the ones that are on the front lines, and they are serving our communities. They're the ones that are really helping those that are in need. And they are the organizations that are doing it with the bare minimum. They lack capacity, they lack funding, they lack resources. And so I saw an opportunity to leverage my network, my relationships, and I was continuing to meet wonderful people in the community that really had a knack, and they too wanted to help serve others. And so why not pair the two together? And I think what makes us successful is that the collaborative, it's a group of individuals, small companies, entrepreneurs, consultants. We call them kind of the gig economy, and especially post-pandemic, these are a lot of people that are looking for work. And so they're able to serve our nonprofits, and they're able to deliver great work, great projects, and the nonprofits don't have to sacrifice good work. Everyone wins.
Yeah, that's when everyone wins, that's a great outcome for sure. Mm-hmm. So you've got some particular personal reasons for you and your journey on why you started Catalyst Collective.
Sure. So as I mentioned earlier, my background is actually not in nonprofits. My background is in corporate sales, tech startups. I've always loved to help small businesses grow and scale. I've taken new companies into new markets. But I've always been very philanthropic, and I've done a lot of volunteer work. And this was something that was kind of tugging at my heart for several years. And, you know, it's that heart and mind struggle. And it was a couple of different reasons, I think, that really called me to this work. Was first my faith. Secondly, I had a very close friend of mine pass away from melanoma at a very young age. And I saw the impact that he was able to make in this world in such a short time. And so I think that to me was a little bit of a switch that really catapulted me to want to make a greater impact in the time that I have on this earth.
Wow.
So that being said,
yeah.
I slowly transitioned into, I went and worked with another nonprofit, and we were serving other nonprofits. That really led me to be able to build wonderful relationships in the Nashville community particularly in the nonprofit space. I got to talk with nonprofit leaders, foundations, really got a good pulse on what the needs and the services were. And that's how I built the business, to be able to deliver in the areas of primarily technology, development, and marketing.
So you did some good old fashioned customer discovery, is what I'm hearing there, Sunny. That's awesome. Folks, Sunny Bray is with us, and she's the founder CEO of Catalyst Collective. So you go into that journey, that work of the customer discovery with your own preconceptions of what you're going to find, because you had experience, as you say, working with nonprofits beforehand. But talk about the surprises maybe that you found. I mean, what surprised you as you did that work?
Mm-hmm. It surprised me that these leaders were the ones that couldn't pay their bills. They weren't making a good income for the work that they were doing. It surprised me that they were lacking the resources that they needed. And I think the biggest surprise and shock was the fact that these larger companies were still charging at an outrageous price for these nonprofits. And I didn't think that was necessary. I know we're all in the business to make money, but I think what makes us successful too is that I have these established relationships with the nonprofits. I have the relationships with our collaborative community. So these are consultants, small companies that I've already personally vetted. They're people that I trust myself to do good work for the nonprofits. And they have agreed to deliver at a reduced rate for the nonprofits.
That makes perfect sense. And what I'm sensing, you tell me if I'm wrong, but what you're able to do is not only help deliver services that are of great value at a better price, but you're kind of there to make sure it all turns out well for the nonprofit, right?
Exactly. We're bridging the gap. We come alongside the nonprofit and we act as a partner.
So that sounds great. So let's talk about maybe some of the specific things. I mean, you mentioned technology. You mentioned growth in revenue, which I guess is donations for that nonprofit. Maybe let's talk into some of the specifics around these broad areas in terms of the services that you bring to the table.
Sure. I'm a big believer in storytelling. And especially for nonprofits, they need to be able to tell the story of the impact that they're making, the work that they do, and why it's important. And with X amount of dollars or support from the community and foundations and volunteers and individual donors, the continued greater impact that they could have. And so that could be done in a number of different ways, pairing them with one of our grant writers or helping them tell their story through social media. And I think with what we've gone through the past year, that's really important. That's mainly where their audience lies, and really being able to tell the story of what they do through, we call it digital storytelling.
Yeah, for sure. And you just brought up something there. You anticipated where I was going to go with in thinking about the pandemic and the impact that you've seen the pandemic have on nonprofits that you work with.
It's really caused everyone to take a step back and pivot. Is I feel like the key word for 2020 or 2021 is to really pivot their business, be more strategic. I know for me personally in the business, it caused me to slow down and I can I feel like that's the same thing that's happened for a lot of my peers as well, is how do we be more strategic? What are the community partnerships that we really need to delve into? What are some other opportunities to be more collaborative to where everyone wins? I love building relationships with people, and I love finding opportunities to work together. I think if we work together, that's where the true magic happens. And then really, I think getting clear on what your vision is, what your mission is, the values, who are the clients that you serve, what's the direction of your organization, and what is the true impact that you want to have.
So, Sunny, let's talk a little bit about maybe the types of nonprofits that you work with. I mean, there's a big world out there. Are there any particular categories of nonprofits that you particularly work with?
No, not necessarily. We do specialize in working with nonprofits, but our focus is mission-driven organizations.
Mm-hmm.
Organizations out there really looking to make a difference and making an impact in their community. We have seen great success with the nonprofits that have a budget of under $1 million, but obviously we won't turn away the really large nonprofits with big budgets as well.
Right. Now, you said you don't just work with nonprofits, you work with mission-driven organizations.
Correct.
So if I'm a for-profit, describe in your mind what makes me a mission-driven organization.
Sure. I think there are a lot of great companies out there, whether they're for-profit or nonprofit. And honestly, for me, it just comes down to the relationship. If I chat with you and I feel like you have a great team, a great culture, you're really building something wonderful and it's going to make a difference for other people, I'll probably want to work with you. Mm-hmm. And if there's a connection, if there is an opportunity to do some cool stuff together and really make a difference, I'm not going to turn you away.
Gotcha. But you must have some thoughts for businesses that I guess want to bring mission a little bit more into their business than they have in the past. We're mm-hmm. seeing more of that now than years ago. Give advice for those business owners that are thinking, I want to bring purpose, I want to bring mission into my business. What are some of the factors they need to think about?
Right. Those are the businesses that I love. Those are the businesses that I think if you get really clear on what you want to create with your business, there's nothing but positive change that will happen. If you think about it, millennials, even this new generation of employees, they care more about the organization that they're working with and how do they care about the community. And that is going to create just continued positive outcomes because you're going to then attract really great, talented people into your organization and you're going to be able to retain them because you're showing your employees, you're showing the community that you care and that you're not just in it for the money. And so I think with all of the recent events, it's important to do it in a very authentic, organic way and not necessarily to where you're just checking off a bucket or checking off that corporate social responsibility or diversity, equity, and inclusion checkbox. And there's always ways to do so, whether it's bringing a specialized consultant in or outsourcing to a company that really can help streamline and help you be strategic in that effort.
Yeah, and this sounds like a statement, but it really is a question. It seems like customers, clients, vendors, the wider community, they're pretty smart and they can see through just checking a box versus versus sincere work toward a particular mission, right?
Right. I agree.
Yeah, same.
At the end of the day, we all do work with people that we trust, like, admire. Someone referred us. There's a lot of people that you could work with. There's a lot of people that you could give your money to. But at the end of the day, you want to work with good people.
Folks, Sunny Bray is with us, and she is the founder and CEO of Catalyst Collective. So, Sunny, I don't want to embarrass you, but you're modest, and so you don't bring up all the good stuff about you. I mean, you were named a 2021 40 Under 40 winner. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
It was a bit of a shock, but I'm very honored to have that award.
Congratulations. What was it you think caught the eye there of those that gave that award?
So it is a very prestigious award. They only select about 40 winners each year. Mm-hmm. And I will admit, I was shocked when I got it, but also very pleased and excited considering this was an achievement that was a goal of mine, and it has been for many years. And I think when I started to I firmly believe in the servant mentality. And so if you're paying it forward and you're serving others and you're finding ways to help others, that the good stuff comes. And so in another life, I also launched a professional networking organization here in Nashville called Network Under 40, where I helped young professionals build relationships and connect. And obviously, through that, you're able to grow your business. And so through that, I helped, 2,500 young professionals. I highlighted the work of 40 nonprofits, as well as community partners. And so I think when you make it less about yourself and more about serving others, people start to notice. So I think I have to say that's probably what it is, but I don't know. You'll have to ask the judges.
Well, that's pretty compelling, and that's great work. So congratulations on that, Sunny. That's terrific. It's great to see you recognized in that way. So as we kind of wind down here, I want to give you an opportunity to talk about maybe a success story that someone you've worked with at Catalyst Collective that you're particularly proud of in terms of the results that you've been able to help them achieve.
Sure. We love our clients. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I only work with people that I really like and are doing impactful work, which is most nonprofits. And I have to say that they all came through word of mouth, referral based, and again, relationships. Mm-hmm. We're helping them tell their story. We're helping them tell the impact that they're making, and we're helping them grow. We're bringing more awareness to the work that they're doing, the impact that they're having, and I love it. I love that they're finally getting the recognition in the community because they're doing really cool work and they're changing the world.
Sunny Bray, folks, with Catalyst Collective. Sunny, this has been great. A whole lot more I could get into, but I want to get to the most important question, which is for those that have heard something that makes them want to get in touch with you, how they can do that.
Sure. I can best be reached via email at Sunny, SUNNY, at catalystcollective.co. I can also be found on all of the social media platforms.
Terrific. Sunny Bray, folks, with Catalyst Collective. Sunny, this has been great. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Folks, just a quick reminder that you can find the show, Nashville Business Radio, on all the major podcast platforms. We would love it if you would go to your favorite podcast app and subscribe to the show. Just use Nashville Business Radio as a search term, and you'll find the show. Subscribe, and I've got a bold request, and that involves giving us a 5-star review. Now, it's not about me. It's not about Business RadioX. It's about our guests, great business leaders like Sunny, who do great work every day and deserve to be found by folks that are potentially interested in their services. So if you could do that for us, we would greatly appreciate it, and really do it for them. So please, thank you. And you can find us, if you want to know more information on Nashville Business Radio, you can go to our website, Business RadioX, and search for Nashville Business Radio. You'll find the more there. You can find our show archive at NashvilleBusinessRadioX.com. Check out all our shows there. And if you want to get in touch with me directly, email me, jray@BusinessRadioX.com. So for my guest, Sunny Bray, I'm John Ray. Join us next time here on Nashville Business Radio.